Merhaba, benim adım Jörg. Ben Almanım. Dortmund yakında doğdum. Bu yüzden Borussia Dortmund tutuyorum. Ama ben 20 yıl Berlin'de oturdum. Ben 10 yıl önce, 11 yıl önce ilk defa İstanbul'a geldim. Sinemada bir Türk film seyrettim. Crossing the Bridge, Fatih Akin, Turkish Music hakkında. Ben bir gün sonra hemen bir uçak bileti aldım. So I came to Istanbul, and then I said after this month I will come every year back to Istanbul at least for 1 month. And it took me 5 years until I came back. You know, I'm a writer, but I don't want to be this guy sitting in the Cihangir cafes all the time writing and looking how people live their life. I want to do something, I want to work. So I found a teaching position in the internet at the Marmara University teaching German language. I went there and I said, you don't have a qualification for that. Do you have some other qualifications? And I have a literature degree. So I showed them my literature degree and they said, you can start to teach German literature, which is even more interesting than teaching German as a language. And this is something I love about Turkey, you know. In Germany, this is all mass. But in Turkey, they look, they see your face, they like you, and they say you can start. When you tell someone that you're living in Cihangir, you know, they always have this reaction, oh, Cihangir, Cihangir, you know. I came to Cihangir without knowing what Cihangir really is, you know. There is this reputation of the Cihangir Republic, you know. And I was never a member of this, people going that often to Café Smyrna or to the Firuz Cafe. What I like more is the other part of Cihangir, you know, that you are living in a big city of, I don't know, 50 million people, and there's still a köy. You know, it's a mahalla where people know each other, you know. It's a very familiar atmosphere. Yeah, this is the thing I like most about Cihangir. So I'm coming and going to Turkey now for more than 10 years. And a lot of things are changing here. You know, this is an increasing country. When you compare to Germany, in Germany there is a certain living standard. And if I look at the generation of my parents or also at my generation, you know, they're all afraid of losing their living standard, you know. You can see the Germans are like this, you know, and the Turks are like that. So this is an increasing country, something is going on, you know. I'm now almost 50 years old, you know, and I remember all my life there was an atmosphere of we don't want to lose, you know. And something which really attracts me in Turkey is this energy here. There's an increasing energy. People want to reach something. If I stayed for a few months in Turkey and I go back to Berlin, and Berlin is the capital of Germany, I always think Bayram, it's Bayram. But it's not Bayram, because it's empty, you know. The streets are closed after 8 o'clock, you know, no people on the streets, and we're talking about Berlin, you know. So I like this energy here, I like this feeling optimism, you know, and this hasn't changed over the years. And also the language is an interesting thing in Turkey, you know. There's many expressions which shows how people are connected to each other, you know. So if you leave a shop, a bakkal, you say kolay gelsin, you know. If someone is bringing you a chai or a nice meat, you say elini sağlık. Hayırlı olsun when you start a new business or something, you know. And yeah, there is samiminess in the Turkish way of life which is reflected in the language also, you know.
Buyurun, hoş geldiniz.
Abi Türk ama aman ne yok.
Ama
Normal olarak
ya bizim orada genelde yazın çok yeşillik, dağ.
Yeter. Oh.
One of the biggest differences between Turkey and Germany is, I think, the standing of the family. In Germany I had a Turkish tax consultant and he once told me, I will try to say this sentence in Turkish. Eğer bir Türk para ihtiyaçı varsa ailem gider. He's going to the family. Ama eğer bir Alman para ihtiyaçı varsa bankaya gider. So the German is going to the bank. Family also means Yabancı. For example, I'm living here in this apartment and whatever I need I can take from anyone, you know. I'm invited to dinner. For example, today is a television team here in my flat, you know. Lots of people. I told yesterday, our television is coming tomorrow. They immediately asked me, what do you need? Do you have enough chairs? Do you have enough bardak for chai, you know? This is Turkey. And in Germany, I'm in touch with one of my neighbors, you know. I could ask for some chairs from him, but the others I wouldn't ask. And here you don't even have to ask. People are offering this to you. So this is a big difference, like the hospitality.
If I have a time. Like.
So for example, I don't know if I have time tomorrow. Yarın zamanım
Olursa. Sa.
Ama öğretmen söyledi olup olmayacağını. So if you want to live in Turkey as a German, you really have to adapt to some things, otherwise you get crazy here. One thing is the traffic, you know. There is, of course, in Berlin, there are night buses, there is a metro and everything, so don't complain about the traffic, accept it like the weather, you know. It's useless to complain about the traffic here. I can't say that, what stresses you here is, of course, there are much more people here, of course, on the street, you know. If I want to walk, I say, I will walk to Pötelash or something, have a walk with my dog. No, there is a car coming from there is someone coming from there is a small, what we call Bürgersteig in Turkey. It's of course more stressful because there are more people. Okay, also a difference is the organization of the everyday life. You know, it is not a cliché. If you have an appointment with a German at 12 o'clock, he is there at 12 o'clock. You know, this is what people call Alman discipline, you know. Turkish people easily promise something to you, you know. We are going to meet next week, we're going there and there, you know. And if you don't run after this, this will never happen. So this is an experience I made. I don't know if it's just the position of a Yabancı or if Turkish people think similar to that. You know, the Turkish people living in Germany are called the Almancıs. And as far as I experience it, they don't really feel home neither in Germany nor in Turkey. And I see that they are still very strongly connected to the country. You know, they're always watching Turkish television, they are watching, reading Turkish newspapers. But on the other side, when I came back to Istanbul and talked to them about Turkey, I'm sometimes better informed because they go very seldom to Turkey. I mean, to be honest, after this bombing in Sultan Ahmet, I think since then I've never been to Taksim. I haven't taken the metro. Because 3 weeks before this bombing I was running around in this area on a Sunday. But you know, this can happen to you at the main train station in Germany too. It can happen in Cologne to you. So terror, I think, is a thing we have to live with in Istanbul as well as in Germany. What is a little bit scaring me is how fast this is forgotten. You know, it's 2 weeks ago that this bombing happened in Sultanahmet and it's forgotten. Nobody's talking about that anymore. Another thing I want to mention is that, I'm benefiting from that because I see that Turkish people admire the Western world, the American world, the German world very much. For me, this is not that necessary, because I love this country. It's a great country, and there should be more stronger self-confidence because of its own values instead of always looking to America. I hear in Xi'an there's so many people who told me I was in New York last week or something. It's not necessary, It's a great country, So if I could give an advice, don't look that much to the Western world, Let the Western world look at you.